can't say this enough. I love James Charles. I loved him from the moment I met him. I don't know, he was like this underdog kid that everybody took a shit on. Like I needed to help him somehow. Like I need to help him like it was helping me. I know a lot of people are not gonna understand. Yes, I'm hurting, but so is James, and so is our community. And
so Tati again speaks out and wants the hate for James Charles to stop. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hope you guys are doing well today. Now Tati has released another video in relation to this entire scandalous situation, another layer to this entire topic that seems to be everlasting. I don't think anybody saw her releasing another video. I thought she'd be quiet for a while, but here she does, releasing a new video. Now, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel for consistent daily content. I'd massively appreciate it. Click that button, please. And do follow me on my Instagram at Murad_Murali if you guys want to. Now, it seems like perhaps this last video I assumed from her for a while is probably going to begin to wrap this issue up. I'm hoping so. And again, I feel like it will begin to only open up other issues for other YouTubers who willingly decide to get involved, like Gabriel Zamora or Jeffree Star or, you know, Nikita Dragon, because they didn't realize the backlash that they could receive. That's already begun. But this particular video I did find to be quite interesting. I did overall believe that she was being genuine. I do feel like she was being trustworthy and she really was being as transparent as possible towards the camera and for her audience. But I couldn't help but second guess and second think sometimes the way she would act within the video, only because of everything that's occurred and happened. But I'm glad that she did acknowledge the hate that James Charles was getting. That is a very refreshing perspective to take on that I wouldn't expect somebody to do so, and it really does outline and enlighten the truthfulness of Tati's character, dignity and respect as an individual human being, to sit there and reflect that, you know, irrespective of how much this person has hurt me, let's be aware of the hurt that this person is going through right now. And you know, it's a form of integrity, a form of maturity that somebody carries by doing so. And I'm just very glad that she brought up that point and did not make the video about her 24/7. She was bringing in different perspectives, and I feel like that is very key to do so in order for you to become and come off as transparent as possible within your videos. I did make a few notes whilst watching. She also expresses that she had many private conversations, you know, prior to this video occurring and filming, and the fact that nobody was really stopping him from doing what he was doing, and that he didn't really see any end sign. There wasn't any boundaries. He was probably getting worse and worse. A snowball effect, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I do understand where she's coming from. It seemed like he didn't know when to stop, and that can be supported by all these stories coming out about him from all these guys who felt uncomfortable around him. The money, power and fame was really getting to his head, irrespective of anybody else in the beauty, you know, world. When it comes to James Charles, I feel like the money, power and fame was getting to his head, and he wasn't going to stop anytime soon until somebody stopped him in their tracks. However, again, I don't feel like a video needed to be done. I still feel like you could have had a very serious conversation with him in private. But then again, sometimes I feel like that public display, that public kind of attention, that public kind of lack thereof attention can really help somebody to not only check themselves but check their public image. So perhaps a public video was good in doing. What I did find interesting was that when she got emotional, it did seem genuine, but her body language was very still. Her body language was just very like statue-like. She was very idol-like, just sitting there. She wasn't moving her face at all. There was a lack thereof of any facial expressions, and that came off to me as if this emotion that you were using came off as very manipulative. It came off as very controlling. It came off as, I don't want you to feel sorry for me, simultaneously crying at the same time. That kind of comes off as very manipulative to me. Why are you saying that you don't want people to feel sorry for you, but you're crying at the same time? Like, are you saying something but intentionally you mean something else? Your mouth is saying something but your body is saying something else. I did find that a bit manipulative. Like, I don't understand why you're very idol-like and statue-like as you're crying, as you're getting emotional. You're not moving your face at all, and you're just sitting there. And that just those movements were something that I was second guess. Maybe I'm second guessing because we're looking at another video now that we've actually thought about this entire situation as a whole. I think I'm reading too much into it. I think that's my interpretation now, and I don't feel like she was being manipulative. I feel like she was being genuine and trustworthy in that video. And she did also express how, you know, it was painful to watch him being dragged. It was painful for him to be, you know, getting all this backlash for these memes and so forth. But then if it was so painful for him to get dragged, why did you make the conscious decision to even put the video out in the first place? What did you think was going to happen? Like, you may have thought, okay, I won't get all the support, you know, he's got all these subscribers, cool. But you would have definitely thought that he would have got some backlash because you're relaying information that some people don't know. You're relaying information that obviously is completely negative for him. You are coming for him, rightly so or wrongly so, you are coming for him. So that particular individual is going to receive some backlash. And I just feel like, as somebody who is in their late 30s or 40s, making a video about somebody who's 18, 19, it does seem a bit weird, it doesn't sit well with me. But at the same time, I do understand where she's coming from, where nobody could stop him, and, you know, maybe a private conversation wouldn't be helpful, and maybe a public form of lack of attention on this issue could help. And I feel like that might have. Do I feel like James Charles would change? Truthfully speaking, probably no. I feel like he's more upset about the loss of subscribers and the apparel store and the tour cancellation and all this lack of a bad attention, as opposed to a loss of friendship with Tati, because I feel like his apology video was absolutely ridiculously stupid, fake, and a lack of emotion, and very manipulative as well, and very calculative. She also reflects that she declined many interviews. So obviously a lot of people must have came up to her and were like, we want to talk to you about the situation, and she talks about how she never wanted any interview, she never wanted to expand on this issue. And it's like, okay, you know, good to know that, but do you want us to clap for you that you haven't gone to do any interviews? Because yeah, at the end of the day, you did put out a video. So I don't understand. Like, you fully sat there, filmed it, edited it, and put it out. So it's like, okay, you haven't gone to any interviews to expand this drama even more so, but you've still put some content out there consciously, willingly. And it's a very interesting situation, because although it's taken the world by storm, I just don't know if her making that video was the right decision to make. I'm really split on this, because I feel like the age difference and I feel like the maturity wasn't really there, and you could speak to someone privately, really try to get to them. If they don't listen to you, distance yourself from them, you know. But then also publicly, by doing a video, you can actually put some form of a message down somebody's throat if they're not listening to you privately, because the world is now also telling them as well. But at the same time, I also feel like privately probably would have been the better option, because the backlash this person has got, him being also so young as well, the mental health, like we could wake up tomorrow knowing that he probably would have hanged himself, God forbid, and that would have been on her shoulders. And that was painful for watching him being dragged, but she didn't know what else to do. There was no stopping him. All you had to do was get through to him. If you couldn't get through to his parents, if you couldn't, then put your hands up. You've done what you need to do, distance yourself from him. I feel like making a video, I don't know, and she tried to meet with him in a Google office and so forth, and throughout the video she was very emotional. She would stop crying or stop talking and begin to cry, but I just found it weird that her body language was very different to the words. They weren't in parallel. Why are you so statue-like? Your face is so still as you're crying. I don't know if I'm interpreting this even more so because of all the thought process of going back and forth and up and down throughout this entire week of these issues. Maybe that's why. But it seems like she's getting a lot of positive comments as opposed to anything negative, which I'm kind of glad for. I don't feel like there was a reason for this particular video. But having said that, I think the main key point that we can take from this video is that she definitely expressed that James Charles is receiving a lot of hate, and that we should stop doing that, or people should stop doing that. So bringing awareness to that is something that I'm glad she's done, because she's, you know, trying to advocate that all this backlash he's getting, I don't want him to get it. But then why are you saying this 6 to 7 days after? Why didn't you say this 2 days after, when it was the heat of the moment, when he was losing everything and people were going crazy? Why didn't you do anything then? So again, you can always ask these questions, and at the same time, nobody's perfect as well. I feel like I keep on bouncing from different perspectives, because I feel like it's definitely important to do that so we can get a full ground of a discussion, so we can talk from many different angles. I am keen to know what you guys think about this particular situation. Are you guys for or against Tati's video? Please do comment down below. I do appreciate all your comments. I like opening discussions and also reading people's discussions as well. I'm still quite torn with this issue. I don't feel like she needs to do this video, but I'm glad she raised some points, but then other points are quite contradictory or quite weird or mischievous, and her body language is quite different to the emotion she's attempting to show. You know, when somebody cries, they move their face, they show their face expressions. She was very idol-like, and I feel like maybe she's trying to put up a front to not show more weakness or not show somebody who would cry a lot, because some people have an ugly cry face. So maybe it's from that perspective, or maybe it's an entire different, deeper manipulative perspective. I don't know. I find it interesting. I do find it interesting, but I'm very glad she said don't show him any hate anymore. I'm really glad she said that. She said that she doesn't hate him herself, and she also expresses that she doubts there's going to be any relationship that is going to continue or survive through this as well. So do you guys think it was a good move to make this video? Do let me know. I would massively appreciate it. Comment and definitely subscribe. Click that button. It's just one click for consistent daily content, and follow me on my Instagram at Murad_Morali, and I'll catch you guys soon.